the world of modern investigation, it's no longer just about what you said. It's about who you said it to, when, how often, and who else was in the room, virtually or not. This is the logic behind link analysis, a way to draw meaning from connection. But the same tool that helps solve crimes can also violate your privacy. At the University of California, Berkeley, Professor Chris Hoofnagle teaches law and information. His work sits at the intersection of digital surveillance, machine learning, and public accountability. And lately, he's been thinking about a deceptively simple question. What if the machine knows too much about us? Not because we told it, but because it inferred it.
Link analysis.
Link analysis.
It's widely used. Just as an example, the process involves identifying entities. So I am an entity. I am Chris. You are an entity. You are Will. Mm-hmm. And the link between us is that we've shared some emails, and we're now talking.
Link analysis starts with something basic: who's connected to whom? But it doesn't stop there. It asks, how often do you talk? Do you send each other money? Are your friends also friends with each other?
And you can look at many different aspects of our relationship. Like, do we talk to each other on the weekends? Do we send each other money? Do we have friends in common or not? Mm-hmm. These are all these are all data that can add up to an investigatory picture.
It's not science fiction. The tools are already here.
So most people who are doing link analysis are doing it with programs like IBM i2 or a program called Maltego. Maltego is open source, so you can download it and you can use it. And you can see it's a very powerful way to make links among people and documents and events.
But powerful for whom?
One of the inventors of these techniques was the Stasi. They did link analysis. They would look at someone they knew to be a dissenter and then draw lines to their spouse, to their family, to their close friends, and so on. And that's one of the ways they quashed dissent. So yes, these are fantastically powerful technologies that can be misused.
When link analysis is used by a repressive state, it doesn't just find criminals. It finds dissidents, activists, whistleblowers, and it turns their lives into networks of suspicion. Today, most Americans assume that kind of surveillance is distant, foreign. But what happens when these tools get cheaper and easier to use?
But most policing is done by local police. Like if you think FBI and so on, but actually FBI as a force, you are unlikely to come into contact with them. You're much more likely to be in contact with your local sheriff, your county and city police, and so on. Those levels of law enforcement organizations generally do not have the sophistication or the resources to be doing link analysis. Okay. It tends only to be federal police departments that are large enough to have intelligence wings, and so on. Mm-hmm. So when does that enter? When does things like link analysis enter? In local police, it tends to enter only when there's been a serious crime. Okay. And that's what's protecting us. And that's a little scary.
Right now, most local police can't use link analysis at scale. But what happens when they can?
What if, you probably have no problem with link analysis being used when someone's been murdered.
Sure.
Right? You're going to want to know who they were married to. You want to know all those things to stamp that out. But as the technology diffuses and it becomes easier to use, what if it's used, let's say, to figure out who's evading the toll? Like, who's who doesn't have insurance when they drive their car and so on. We could think about all sorts of laws that we break just in our daily lives because we're human and we're doing our best. And it'd be quite scary if those technologies were unleashed on our kind of routine lives.
A world where everyone is linked is not necessarily a world where everyone is understood. Connections can tell stories, but they can also tell lies. Link analysis is a powerful tool. It can catch criminals, solve fraud, prevent harm, but in the wrong hands, or even in well-meaning ones, it can easily become something else. A system that judges us by proximity rather than proof.
No, I don't think it's a near-term risk.
Okay.
And the reason why is that local law enforcement agencies tend not to have the institutional um, capabilities to really engage in that type of analysis. They are so busy with the kind of the day to day of violent crime, that they tend not to get into that posture.
Although this is not in the near future, the question will no longer be just what have you done? It's becoming who are you connected to?